Well, good evening tonight. I've got some hilarity to bring to you, and this might make you laugh. This is from Washington Gun Law Channel, and this is a case Rupp v. Bonta from California, and this is something you really need to take a look at, because there is a Colonel Tucker who testified in court, and this testimony is absolutely insane. Now, I understand the respect from Washington Gun Law saying he will not denigrate members of the military. Well, I am a former member of the military, and I certainly will. This colonel is a disgrace. This colonel is an active violation of his oath to the Constitution, and this colonel should be absolutely stripped of all his military titles and everything. This man is an absolute disgrace to the uniform and to the oath. But this right here is the colonel's testimony. The AR-15 and the M4 are both designed to fire a .223 round that tumbles upon hitting flesh and rips through the human body. A single round is capable of severing the upper body from the lower body or decapitation. The round is designed to kill, not wound, and both the AR-15 and M4 contain barrel rifling to make the round tumble upon impact and cause more severe injury. The combination of automatic rifle and .223 round is a very effective killing system. The same can be said of the AR-15. Now, let's just break this down for morons out there. The AR-15 is fundamentally different from the M4 simply because the M4 is select fire. It is fully automatic. Secondly, the .223 round tumbles upon hitting flesh. Well, let me let you in on a little secret to all the little morons out there that are testifying under oath in court. All bullets tumble when they hit something solid. It's not freaking rocket science. A round traveling as fast as a bullet hits something and needs to impart the energy in whatever direction is easiest. It finds the path of least resistance, and that includes tumbling. All bullets do this. From a .22 all the way up to the largest round you can think of, if the bullet has a path of least resistance that is not straight, it is going to take the path of least resistance. Now, a single round is capable of severing the upper body from the lower body from a .22. I cannot fathom the stupidity that it takes to convince somebody that a .22 can sever the human body in half. You are literally talking about 50 BMG territory and above. This is absolutely insane. This should realistically be considered perjured testimony at this point, because he is lying to the court. There is no absolute function that this could happen in the real world. There's no chance that this is reality. The round is designed to kill, not wound. Yes. Let me let you in on a little secret. Military firearms, all firearms are derived from military service. All of them. All firearms designers want military contracts. all guns are derived from military guns. Guns came from the military. It is the history. Some guns are never adopted into militaries, and some are specifically designed not for the military. But all guns are derived from their history from military. They are freaking service arms. A bolt-action hunting rifle can trace its lineage back to war. It is that simple. All these little freaking word games that people play that they think they can get away with are absolutely nothing more than verbal diarrhea. Now, the round is designed to kill. Absolutely. In self-defense and in offense. They're both designed to kill. If I have to use a gun in self-defense, I'm not trying to maim him. I'm trying to stop the threat. Period. A firearm is an excellent tool in stopping the threat. It's no more lethal than a hatchet. A hatchet will kill somebody too. A gun will kill somebody. A knife will kill somebody. A car will kill somebody. This is all common sense. But the 223 is designed to kill is laughable. Both the AR-15 and the M4 contain barrel rifling to make the round tumble upon impact. The AR-15 has the same rifling that a 308 has, that a 300 Win Mag has, that a 300 Blackout has, that a 50 BMG has. It's called rifling. If there was anything other than rifling, the bullet would not travel straight. The purpose of the rifling is that the bullet travels straight. You can't impart something in the rifling to make the round tumble upon impact. This guy is either a zealot or a propagandist, or he's incredibly stupid. All of which should not be taken as testimony in a court of law. The combination of automatic rifle and 223 is a very efficient killing system. The same can be said of the AR-15. No, it can't. The M4 is unique. It has full auto capability. That full auto capability actually puts more rounds downrange. The AR-15, being semi-automatic, is slower and less efficient at putting rounds downrange. Now, the efficiency can also be said that the M4 in full auto is not as controllable, and you actually don't put as many rounds accurately on target in full auto. And a lot of militaries teach to shoot in semi-auto so you don't get mag dump fever. So this is just asinine that you would even compare a fully automatic rifle to a semi-automatic rifle, and to claim that they're both efficient killing systems. Guess what? That's what guns are for. That is the purpose of all guns. Handguns, muskets, cannons, they're not designed to signal that you're a friendly force. They're designed to kill. Period. The end. They're not designed to do your dishes for you. They're not designed to do your laundry. They're designed to kill. The same argument of this asinine source can be said of handguns. Are they coming after those next? Those are weapons of war, after all. So let's see what more this asinine moron has to say. During intense combat, the detachable magazine provides a rifleman the capacity to fire 120 rounds on semi-automatic in 3 minutes. Okay, here's a moron who doesn't know math. What is 120 divided by 3? It's 40. 40 rounds a minute. Now, let me tell you, The manual for a 1903 Springfield says that a well-trained shooter can shoot 30 rounds a minute with a bolt-action rifle. This is insanity. This breaks up to 1.3 seconds between shots. In a semi-automatic actually fires vastly more than 120 rounds a minute. You don't even need to go to gun competitions. We're not even talking about expert level competition shooters. Anybody can shoot at a rate far exceeding this. At a high sustained rate of 45 rounds per minute. In a civilian self-defense context, by contrast, an individual would not have a need for such a high rate of fire. Excuse me? First off, I don't like the tone of you assuming what self-defense context needs to happen. You have no idea who's breaking into a house. You have no idea how many people are coming after you. You have no idea what self-defense is. You are a propagandistic moron. If I have a self-defense situation, I want as many bullets as I can, because guess what? In a high-stress situation, not every bullet is going to meet a target. And it's shocking to say, you're not going to be terribly accurate when your adrenaline is through the roof. Everybody knows this. Even honest people in the military know this. If he was honest, he would actually say this. He is not honest. He will not say this. You don't know how many bullets you will need when a self-defense situation arises. And for me, I want as many as I can get on my person. Absent any pistol grip, a semi-automatic rifle would be difficult to operate when fired rapidly. Yes, that's why you put a pistol grip on it. So you have firm control of the rifle. That is not military. That is not civilian. That is smart. You're a dumbass. As the rifle barrel would seesaw up and down with each shot fired in succession. Evidently, he wants inaccurate people in self-defense situations with rifles seesawing up and down. Second, the pistol grip functions as a hand rest to reduce hand-finger fatigue during long combat engagements. That's fair. That's probably the only honest thing he's ever said in his life. Now, here is the catch. Combat engagements are not just in war zones. Do you think someone down in, I don't know, cartel country might have an issue or a need for accurate shooting that doesn't include barrels seesawing up and down, inaccurately throwing bullets in every direction? Both actions increase the killing efficiency of automatic rifles and are necessities in sustained combat operations of weeks or months when firing a rifle rapidly. Okay? So, what does that have to do with the topic at hand? It's just as critical for you to have your hand and rifle be as stable as possible to put accurate rounds downrange. The forward pistol grip provides leverage to tighten a stock weld on a short barrel automatic weapon and reduces recoil and barrel rise on short barrel automatic rifles. No, that's just asinine. A forward grip provides a place for your hand to hold tightly on the barrel. Yes, you do not want barrel rise, but it's not something just necessitating for automatic fire. The same can be said for semi-automatic. Forward pistol grips were added to the M4 to increase the M4's killing efficiency. Well, here's another little secret that I doubt the moron will tell you. The killing efficiency is also efficient in self-defense. Let me tell you, you want to neutralize whatever threat you have as quickly as possible. You don't want a barrel seesawing up and down, throwing bullets past him. You don't want to endanger any other people. You want firm control of the firearm in a self-defense situation. Now, the one thing that probably drives me nuts more than anything is for people in some, I don't know, self-generated, narcissistic thought of superiority telling everybody else what they need for self-defense. I'm sorry, I doubt this colonel lives in Chicago. I doubt this colonel lives near the border. I doubt this colonel needs to worry about cartel violence. I doubt this colonel probably ever leaves his house or goes hiking in the woods where there are bears, where there are mountain lions, where there are all manner of crazy people stalking the mountains. You don't know what is needed for self-defense and what is not. Your job is to be, I don't know, fake politician wannabe military soldier guy. Yeah, your intelligence is showing. You might want to clean that up. As noted above, in connection with detachable magazines, an individual using a rifle in self-defense would not need such a high continuous rate of fire. You don't know that? When your barrel's seesawing up and down because you took my pistol grip away, maybe I now need a higher rate of fire. The AR-15 is an offensive combat weapon, no different in function or purpose than an M4. Okay, here again, we have military brass, you know, the fake military that sits in Washington, telling us that an AR-15 is no different in function than an M4. Let me tell you, there's a pretty big difference in function. When he stops lying, he might actually tell you that an M4 is a fully automatic select fire rifle. The AR-15 is not. That is function. In my opinion, both weapons are designed to kill as many people as possible, as efficiently as possible, and serve no legitimate sporting or self-defense purpose. Okay, again, you don't know legitimacy, you don't know self-defense. For you, you think that's too much. If I have 10 people trying to raid my house, break down my door, it's called a gang, we have those. If they knock down my door, guess what? That all of a sudden becomes my need for weapons designed to kill as many people as possible, as efficiently as possible. That sounds like a legitimate self-defense purpose. But he doesn't know any of this. He doesn't have to deal with any of this. Yeah, he just has to go into a court and lie. Self-defense and military combat are different. Yeah, no shit. It's in the name. There are definitions for all these words. Self-defense, the defense of oneself, and military combat, generally an army, standing against another army, are different. The weapons and accessories needed in one may not be needed or appropriate in the other. Well, let me tell you something. You're not my moral authority to tell me what's appropriate. In fact, last I checked, you're a servant of the people who took an oath. So I don't think it's your position to tell us what's appropriate either. For instance, when I was serving in the military, I carried my M4 for offensive combat and a handgun for self-defense. Okay, I will tell you right now, that sentence sounds like someone who has never been in combat, and it is very possible he is an air-conditioned officer. If he carried an M4 for offensive combat, and he was never shot back upon, and he never had to defend a position, defend his area, defend his comrades in arms, he would pull out his handgun if the enemy came to charge his position? Are you serious? That's called defense. That is defending your position. Yes, there are two types. There is offense, moving forward, and there is defending a position, and they both use, quite possibly, both weapons. Both weapons are critically important. For him to say that his M4 was just for offensive combat, but he would never use it in defense, that's absolutely asinine. It is literally somebody who is propagandizing for the swamp, the deep state swamp, and their desire to strip you of your rights. There is no other purpose for testimony like that that is absolutely, atrociously a lie to the court. It is so against reality. It is so in violation of basic truth that he should absolutely be held in contempt of court for perjury. There's no way in my mind that somebody could come into a court and lie and say a 223 can split the body in half. And there is no way that one of the smallest centerfire rifle cartridges can be used for self-defense. In all reality, despite me not liking AR-15s or the AR platform, the AR may be one of the better self-defense rifles because it doesn't suffer such gross over-penetration like a 308 would, or take your pick of any centerfire rifle cartridges that you can think of. So the opposing counsel decided to get their own expert on the case, and this is absolutely a stunning rebuttal. In my opinion, it is my opinion that Colonel Tucker's report is plagued with inaccuracies and opinions that are contradicted by fact. And that is really legalese saying you're a lying piece of shit. His claim that a single small arms projectile is capable of severing the upper body from the lower body or decapitation is so ridiculous that it should, and actually does, cast doubt on his qualifications as an expert in the field of firearms, particularly as it relates to wound ballistics. Yeah, that is a damning statement on his character. Additionally, there is an inconsistency in his opinion in that at one point he states that stabilizing attributes, pistol grips, are inappropriate for self-defense, while in the next point he says an attribute, folding stock, is inappropriate for self-defense because it is destabilizing. Now, In almost 26 years of professional involvement in the field of wound ballistics, I have never heard, even anecdotally, of an incident wherein a person was decapitated or their upper body was severed from their lower body as a result of being shot by a single projectile fired from any small arm. It is notable that the 223-556 is on the lower end of terminal performance potential of the vast calibers available in centerfire rifles. In fact, the 223-556 is below the allowable minimum cartridges for deer hunting in some states, and that is absolutely a fact. Most states do not allow small caliber firearms hunting, at least for deer. Additionally, since reading Colonel Tucker's supplemental report, I have shared the statement with many of my associates in the firearms field. All have questioned the credentials of an expert that would make such a claim. It is my opinion that no examples have been provided because such performance has never been witnessed. He just said to the court that this colonel is a lying piece of shit, and that the court should see him as a lying piece of shit. Now, I am no legal scholar, but it doesn't take much to read what these lawyers are putting in these statements. These statements are damning to the character and to the quality of the colonel's report. That is devastating to him. And I've got to say, this guy should absolutely be disgraced out of his service to the country. If I were king for a day, I would have him stripped of all of his military honors, and probably his retirement too. This is so abhorrent to everything that is decent. Lying in an attempt to strip your countrymen of their rights. That is not honorable service. That is despotism. That is disgraceful. This is the kind of honest garbage that the military needs to drum out of itself. These absolute air-conditioned officers are a disgrace to the uniform, and they're a disgrace to everybody who served. And I'll tell you what, I feel that disgrace from what this guy did. It is a shame that he gets to call himself a colonel in retirement. It is a disgrace. It is a disgrace to our nation. It's a disgrace to the courts. It's a disgrace to truth. And most of all, it's a disgrace to all American citizens that this person who swore an oath to protect the Constitution that says we are armed as a nation. Period. The end. It's a disgrace that he would do this to his own countrymen, to his own Constitution. I'm not sure there's a punishment that's too severe for such actions. It is absolutely and utterly disgraceful. So, I wanted to make this video absolutely shocked me. Please go over to Washington Gun Law. Check out the video. He obviously is a lawyer, and he does a way better job of talking through these than I do. My ignorance is shown through my profanity. I'll tell you that honestly. It's, I'm no lawyer. I'm a common sense person. I'm the smartest of the midwits out here in the greater world. Check out Washington Gun Law. Give him love. They have an awesome channel. He does awesome videos. I wish I was as smart and eloquent as he is, because I'll tell you, we need the smart and the eloquent people on our side, because profanities don't work. But to me, anybody that's claiming gun control, all that, they're morons. I have no words to say to you. You don't speak in terms that are truthful, intelligible, honest. The gun control is a pack of liars out to strip people of their rights. And if you want to live in Mexico where the people have no rights for guns and the military and government turn their back on the cartels and let the cartels take over large swaths of habited land and make people slaves, it's not the place I want to live in, and it's not going to be the place I live in. So, this is not going to stop at AR-15s. It's not going to stop at AK-47s. It's not going to stop at semi-automatic pistols. A few years ago, there was an idiot in Congress who was on television, and I'm sure this is not going to be hard to find. They were saying that deer hunting rifles are no different from sniper rifles. Guess what? They're right. But they're overplaying their hand. They don't want us to know that they're coming after all rifles and handguns. Yeah. Sniper rifles are fundamentally the same as hunting rifles because they have the same purpose. One's hunting man. One's hunting dinner. There is no fundamental difference in the tool being used. A hunting rifle, you make it as accurate as possible, you make it as good as possible, and you want as clean a kill on the first shot as possible. There's no fundamental difference between that and the rifle a sniper would use. Alright guys, go check out Washington Gun Law. Hope you like the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.